The Masters Golfing Bombs edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play their fantasy pick 'em for a chance to win 100 times in NBA, MLB, NHL, golf, and more. Sign up today using promo code BOMBS, BOMBS, to get a 100% deposit match. We're also brought to you by the premier arbitrage sports betting tool, AVO. Use their tool to bet both sides and lock in a profit. Access their platform for free at arbsversusodds.com. That's ARBS versus VS. ODDS.com. Plus, in honors of Masters Week, the Golf Gambling Podcast guys are giving you away a tailor-made Swift Spider X putter for free. I said Taylor Swift. It's not a Taylor Swift putter. It's a tailor-made spider putter. Enter at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/masters. And with that, here we'll do a song that starts the show. Yes, welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the bet detective, the man in the box. CJ Sullivan talking to you on 4/11, April 11th, Masters Day. Masters weekend. We got a Masters of Bombs. It's going on right now. A little rain delay this morning. I know it's a late show. I will give out some Masters bombs that you can still play, even though it just started. Why not add more to your portfolio? I realize that in a hurry. Masters, very exciting. I like betting golf. It's a fun market to bet on because a lot of huge payouts, and you get to yell at guys that you're pretty sure you can beat up. Unless it's like DeChambeau or Koepka. But you feel pretty confident. Feel pretty confident yelling at a Corey Pavin or Corey Pavin. That's aging me. But you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'll give out some Masters bombs. I have a full slate. I have a full sheet. I was just looking at all my bets for the Masters, and I think I went a little overboard. And I see that as Xander Shufflehole is already 2 over. I'm like, I think I need golf and Augusta to change the rules this year to allow 3 winners. That's the only way I can get even. I need to hit 3 outright winners in the same tournament somehow to get even. Then that'll help me out. But we'll see if we like I said, we'll talk about that. There's other news, other news besides the Masters. Will be mainly Masters, but the Shohei story keeps getting deeper. They reveal more about the interpreter, and there's the home run ball I didn't get to. OJ Simpson dying. That's going to be fun. I'll talk about him in a little bit. And in the boxing, and like I said, I got a Ghost Doctor update. But first, let's recap. What did we miss? We were hot. We hit the national championship game. College basketball's over with. We hit UConn and we hit the under. We did lose our ladders. We went for the 3-point ladder, and Purdue decided, we're not going to shoot any 3-pointers. We're just going to give it to our fucking giant in the middle, and he'll either get a deuce or he won't. And then we'll lose. I don't understand why they just forgot about the 3-point line. Coach, did you ever think about a 3-point shot? Yeah, we looked at it. I don't know. They were guarding it. So, okay, they were guarding it. Did you try making an adjustment? No, we thought about that too. But I don't know. Edie's just so big. We just like giving her the ball. Well, so they lost. Late game. I do like people complaining about how late it was. That was a big complaint because that was a big it didn't get the ratings, as we know, as the lady rating. Here's Shannon Brown. You got a bum. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, we know it didn't get the big lady rating. They love putting that in there. The men got a 14, I think. The women got a 19, whatever that fuck that is. Then you get the men complain, well, ours was on TBS after Impractical Jokers. We got a bad bleed in. Yeah, they were on ABC. Then the Sunday afternoon, we were a Monday night. You sound like me when I go to when I go to a town to do a comedy show and like there's no, I don't sell any tickets. I'm like, oh, is there what happened there? Is there a Devil Rays game today? That must be it. That must be where all of Tampa Bay's at right now. They must be at the Devil Rays game. What's that? They don't call them Devil Rays anymore. Either way, I'm sure they're all there. Or at the Expo Center. I heard there's a convention in town, so the auto show, yeah, that's where everyone is. It's not at night. Well, either way, I'm sure they're at the after parties of the auto show. That must be the reason why. Just take the L, men's hoops. You're not as exciting. You don't have the stars. The people players that stay there for 9 years. You transfer out. The product's better. I'm not gonna lie about that. But we don't care about the product anymore. We just care about we just care about names and storylines. Although I will say UConn kind of made the game boring. But I do like to complain about, it didn't start till 9:20 at night Eastern, which I get if you're when you get to our age, you want to go to bed early. But I think we allow day people to control our society too much. Everything revolves around people that work during the day, which is a lot. But there's a whole culture that has to work at night that helps people out. Why must they get everything? Why must they insist on everything? And your schools and your kids, fuck off. What about the ex-cons got to do the graveyard security shift? Don't they get a say in this? Can't they watch a game at night, a TV, or the 3-time divorced waitress at Cindy's Diner here in Eagle Rock, California? 10 New York time. Channing Brown, where are you, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean? No, I know it was 9:30, 10 o'clock. It was pretty wild that they did that. But they do that every year. Like I say, it's the most forgotten about game of the tournament is the actual championship game. It's the only game like, oh yeah, I guess we'll put it on late Monday night after, I'll age myself with this one, after Murphy Brown. And I'm not even talking about the reboot version. The Atlantic, Canada. Oh, you're calling from Canada. What are you, Thunder Bay up there? Is that up north, even east? I gotta remember that next New Year's Eve, because Channing, that Canada is even more east of the Eastern time zone. That's great. Because out here, speaking of going to bed early, New Year's, the older we get, we celebrate like at 9 o'clock. Like, we'll celebrate the New York New Year's, We'll celebrate like when it's midnight in New York, but we're in California. But now that I know Nova Scotia, Canada, way more east, that's my new Year's. I'm going to ring in the New Year's with you Nova Scotians. I like that. I can get this wrapped up by 7 o'clock California time. I like that. Yeah, I don't know if the guy living in a boat in the ocean. Anyway, my point is, I get it. We all want to wrap it up, but I say let the night owls, let the people that live from the night control some things. Let them get this garbage game anyway. It was a garbage game. God, it was so boring. And Edie was great. But it was like, so what? It's like, you guys like, yeah, so what? They even let him score. He'll fall down, whatever. He'll fall eventually. It was just amazing how they just didn't attempt any threes. Anyway, we'll get past that because it is Masters weekend, and I got to get some bombs out there while there's still people still haven't teed off yet, including Tiger. Tiger hasn't teed off yet. I actually have a play on him. This, of course, is the bottom line bombs, but in honor of Masters Week, the Golf Gambling Podcast guys are giving away a tailor-made Spider X putter. Enter for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Masters. You have until the Masters is over to enter, so you still have time. It just started, so you have all weekend. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Masters. Get yourself a tailor-made Spider putter, not a Taylor Swift putter, like I said earlier in the pre-show roll. What do you think a Taylor Swift putter would be like? I don't even know Taylor Swift song titles. Like, remember that one goddamn awful week when Taylor Swift was first starting to come into football games, and every sports announcer did a Taylor Swift song title into their report, and I thought they were the funniest people in the world. Oh boy! All right, let me get into. Channing Brown wants to know: do I like Tiger to make the cut? I do, and this is why Channing Brown. And I'll give that as my first bomb. Since you're listening live right now, before he tees off, it's plus even money. I think now it used to be plus 130, but let me bomb that. That'll be my first bomb before I get to the actual lottery. Tiger Woods to make the cut because you can get that in there right now. Is he going to win a tournament? No, he's not going to win a tournament. He said he could still win one if everything goes right. Yeah, maybe not this year. He hasn't finished a 4-day tournament in a while. I think it's 2023 for sure. But he has been playing well. He came back too early in that one Genesis because he had to. He was hosting. He had to come back, and he got some weird illness. But he was playing okay. Not only does he love this course, and it's built for him, they rebuilt it to stop him. But he's playing decent form. But here's another reason why. Making the cut at the Masters is not difficult. I mean, I say that relatively speaking. I can't make the cut. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for them. Because one, it's like 70% of the players make the cut because it's an exclusive invite. And a lot of the field is like these, these celebratory VJ Sings of the world, like the, hey, here's Freddie Couples. Give a round of applause. Gary Player. He's 90 years old. Yeah, but we like to come out there. We like playing around out there. And, he's got a cart. It's like these honorary players. So that's like 20% of the field. And they're all not making the cut. Obviously, they don't want to make the cut. They don't want to hang around all weekend. But got the golf 4 days in a row. You crazy? They're skipping holes. So to miss the cut, you have to pretty much withdraw or play very bad, very poorly, like bomb yourself out of it with a 10-12 over with an injury. A Siwoo Kim fucking or Minwoo Lee, whoever broke his fucking hand. Minwoo Lee broke his goddamn hand. I had him in one of my lineups. He didn't tell anyone. They said, here's Minwoo Lee. He broke his hand in the gym this week. Wanted to drop the dumbbell on it. What? You think he would have told us this, Minwoo? Come on. So that lineup's done. Anyway, he's like 5 over already. Point is, I do. So there it is. Bomb that. Tiger Woods to make the cut. He looks good. He's in good shape. He loves this course. And there's just a lot of old grandpas out there that missed the cut. And it's not a thing where they'll get. It's not like we're like, oh, this thing's fixed for ratings. But trust me, if there's anything they can do to get Tiger Woods to make the cut, the powers that be will make it. That being said, let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Here we go. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest play to play fantasy sports, the fastest growing app in the industry. You got pick'em games, higher lowers. You can win 100 times up to your money. Pick between 2 and 5 players. I've been on a underdog heater, by the way. I had I hit all the lady underdogs. Hit that heater. I gave that as a promo. Gave out the national championship. I think I might have failed there, but we'll do some golf. I'll do some golf promos. I'll dial one up real quick. But first, you go over to Underdog Fantasy, download it. Use my promo code BOMBS, BOMBS. Get your first deposit doubled up to $100 as well as instant pick'em special. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com in the App Store, wherever you got to do. Use BOMBS as a promo code, and you get first deposit doubled up to $100. I know it says $500 on there, but that's an old thing. That's with the old. Don't use that thing. Anyway. Yeah. So let's do that. So should I give out an underdog? Should I give out a golf underdog? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you guys are saying to me right now? See, generates? All right, let's do it. PGA. What do we got? Oh, you can do. That's another thing. You can do live ones. Phil Mickelson, who's even right now. You can do 11.5 holes. He's at past 11.5 holes. I see. You want to see will his strokes be higher the last 3 holes? No, that's pretty amazing. So Minwoo Lee, who I just mentioned, He's at the 11th hole. Make him lower because he has a broken hand. He says he's fine. I don't care if he says he's fine. You can say whatever you want. The hand's broken, Minwoo. All right. So we'll go Minwoo Lee lower, and we'll go. Xander's killing me. Xander 12 holes, 11, 12, 13, higher than even par. That's what we'll go with. Put that in there. Anyway, all right, let's get back into it. Let's get into these master bombs. I need some. That was supposed to be a gentle sound, like in golf. You know, there's birds chirping, and grass, and Vern Lundquist, and the whole thing. There's a classic, great Brian Regan bit about I don't know, it was the Masters or one of them. Brian Regan, the great stand-up comedian, legend icon. He has a bit about, because this is true. This is a true story, that NBC or whatever would pipe in, or CBS would pipe in bird noises to the broadcast, the golf broadcast, to make it even sound more serene and calm than usual, you know, because it's, you know, they would pipe in bird noises, and they got caught because a bird watcher, you know, or bird enthusiast at home, detected that the bird noise they used wasn't indigenous to Georgia, or it was like, you know, on his different migration, wouldn't be there at that time. So he knew that. And that's how, and he called up, you know, the network to rat him out, which is an amazing story, by the way. But that's golf. Golf is the only sport where fans just call up the sport when they see a foul. Hey, he touched the ball. Call him up. Scotty Scheffler touched the ball. That should be a penalty. I'm reporting this. Who the fuck are you? I'm me. I'm Tom Moore. I'm on the couch. All right, Tom, stay on the couch and let us handle the sport. I just wanted to call it in. Anyway, Brian Regan's bit, and he goes on to say, like, can you imagine taking that phone call about the guy who's saying, yeah, I think you have the wrong bird there. Can I help you? Now I'm paraphrasing. Regan goes, yeah, I think you can. Is all right? Everything all right? No, everything's not all right. Unless the, what he says, like, the Vermont Mogodono bird all of a sudden changed path during his migration to head on down to catch a little golf. Does that sound right? And he's like, cuckoo. He starts doing the noise over it. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Does that sound right? Yeah, no, you're right. That sounds a bit crazy, but I think it's you that's crazy. Anyway, I'm not doing the bit justice, but it's Brian Regan. I could, but I don't want to do his fucking act for the show. You're listening to me, CJ Sullivan, the bottom line bombs, bet detective, man in the box. I got my own bits to get to, including Tom Moore, calling from Tom Moore. Who's Tom Moore? Why did I say that name? Oh, was he the offensive coordinator or line coach for the Colts? That's when you realize you're getting older. You can't make up fake names anymore. We only know for, like, you know, 20, 25 names tops. So you just recycle all those. Channing says that's a hilarious bit about stupid in school. Well, I mean, I could do Brian Regan bits all day, but I won't, because that'll take up all of the show. Let's get into the golf. Let's get into the Masters. Big stories, all the live players, of course, as always. Now, a lot of stories because this is the first tournament where all the good golfers are finally playing. I mean, you could tell this year, if you followed golf, like, the tournaments just weren't the same, because live really pilfered a lot of the great players, including John Rahm, who used to be militant. I'm not going to LAV, Saudi Arabia. Then he went over there and he's like, this sucks. I don't know what he thought it was going to be. Yeah, you get a lot of money. You have all the money. But the golf is terrible. You're wearing shorts. There's music playing. There's teams for some reason. The thing is with this live war, and announcers are talking about how it's over with. Fans don't care about it. And it is. Fans don't care about it. Especially since the PGA coattailed and like, all right, we'll do a deal with them. It wasn't good versus evil anymore. First of all, it never was good versus evil. There was never a good guy in this war. That's why it was a tough war to get behind, because who am I supposed to be rooting for? The PGA? Were they the good billionaires? What corporation am I supposed to be cheering for? Who are the moral high ground? Rory McIlroy? And I like Rory, but I mean, come on. They're all billionaires. They're all walking corporations. None of their politics are good. And golf fans, none of their politics are good too. You think they're going to give a fuck? You think they care about blood money? They're CEOs. They've all got blood money under them. But here's the thing. Both wars were hilarious too, because PGA golfers were always like, I just want to admit that it's about the money. Just admit it's for the money. Just admit it. Just admit it, Rahm, and Koepka, that you're playing for the money. And they wouldn't. That's what I kind of liked about it. They're like, no, we're not doing it. We're doing it because we're excited about wearing shorts and being a team sport. And having a team name called the Range Dogs or the Muff Divers. What are you, a Big Johnson t-shirt in the 80s? The Muff Divers. Anyway. Which both are stupid, because one, no, it's not. It's not better. The team shit in the shorts. But you know what it reminds me of? When live golfers defend whatever this bullshit Saudi Arabia bastardized version of golf is. And it is sports washing. It's the definition of sports washing. When you steal something that's an American institution and you make a worse, watered down version of it, and then try to normalize that, that's exactly what it is. By throwing billions of dollars in, that's exactly what it is. But whatever. That's what we're all like, whatever. Anyway, but that is kind of funny when they defend it. No, we like the shorts. It reminds me of like before weed was legal, when people would, like the pro weed crowd would really champion hemp. Like, oh man, hemp does so much more than get you high. You can make rope out of it. You can make you can make pants out of hemp. Yeah, you can. Right. Technically, you can make rope out of hemp. It's not better than the clothes we have now. It's not better than cotton. But yeah, you're right. You could somehow make a pair of hemp pants. But you know what also you can do with it? You can get high, and that's what you want it for. You want it to get high. Just say it's to get high. And eventually we're like, whatever, we can make money off it. It's legal. Same thing with this. Yeah, we like the shorts. We like playing music in our cart and playing 3 rounds. You also like the $500 million contract they gave you, right? You also enjoy that? Does that come into play at all? Joaquin Neiman, does that help me getting $300 million to fucking basically knock around at a range? And, take your money, whatever. I'm not saying they shouldn't have. And also the PGA guys they were the ones there. I mean, just admit it. We'd be fine if you first of all, no, you wouldn't be. And why do you need them to admit it? Are you a child? Just admit it's for the money. You know it's for the money. What do you care if they admit it or not? You know it. Just, is that happy enough for you? Happy enough? Oh, anyway. Let's get to the tournament. So anyway, I will say I like Jon Rahm a lot in this tournament. I have him in some matchups. He's the champion last year. And of course, we all know champions don't repeat at the Masters very rarely. Not since Nick Faldo or Tiger, probably. But Rahm has got that new live energy that I'm missing out, FOMO energy. The first time the live golfers got in these majors, they came out they were fucking pissed. They had a chip on their shoulder because they weren't considered real golfing, and they missed out on playing competitive golf because it wasn't competitive. Now they're kind of even over it, but Rahm's not. This is Rahm's first go around of that bullshit. Like, what did I do with my life? I better make this weekend count. Big live energy is correct, Channing Brown. Let's get into some problems. Let me see some Is there any props you can do? So let me think of some. So I have my outright bombs I should give out. I gave out Xander at 15-1. He's out at 55-1. That means he's not doing well. He was at 15-1 an hour ago before the tournament. What is Xander Schaffler? Let me take a look at it. Now I'm like dude who does their rap thing. Let me take a look at my phone. How hard is it to watch this fucking? He's only 2 over. People need to calm down. I want to add a little to Xander 55-1 right now, for crying out loud. Let me log in. Yeah, let me bomb Xander Schaffelfold, whatever you want to call his name, 55-1. That's a great play. I'm logging in C Generates right now just to put that on. Do I need more? No, I don't. I don't need to play anymore. The Masters app is top notch, I'm told. I know it's weird because it didn't used to be like they would never broadcast the first couple rounds like early on. You would have to wait for the weekend, but now there's so much gambling. Like, we need this somewhere. Say the Masters app, if you have Apple TV, it'll be on there. Paramount Plus, it's on there. So now you can do such live betting and your first round leaders. But Will Zalatoris is my pick to bink the Masters. Let me give him out. He was 40-1 pre-flop. He's back to 40-1 right now, so I don't feel bad giving him out right now. You can bet Will Zalatoris at 40-1. He's back from his back surgery. He's a young kid. He looks like Billy Madison's caddy. Now, Scheffler is doing Scotty Scheffler things. And I've talked myself out of it. Like, okay, you just got to throw Scheffler out because his odds are so low. And then you look at yourself, well, why did I do that? He's the kind of guy that's going to win by 5 strokes or something going away. Like, yep, you got to throw it out. I love when people do that. But this is what I'm talking about, C-Generates. We're all about bombs here on the Bottom Line Bombs. And there's a lot of dogs I've given out. A lot of dogs I like in this tournament. I like, I focus mainly on Xander and Zalatoris. Top 10 winner. Xander better get his act together. Corey Connor's doing good. He's a nice bomb. Shane Lowry been playing well. Cam Young's a nice one. Nick Taylor at 250-1. I mean, there's a couple crazy ones, but if you want my fun time, and he still hasn't gone off yet, Bubba Watson, 2-time Masters champion. His daughter's putting into the par threes from left and right. He's actually been in decent form, Bubba Watson. And now he doesn't play as many tournaments. Is he playing the LIV? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows what the fuck he's doing? But he's got kids and he's got the wife. All these golfers and their blonde wives. And they all have the same sunglasses and they're total smoke shows. And they all hate each other. That's what made that Netflix show good. Give me a real Golf Housewives show. Let's go. But Bubba Watson, he's at 450-1. He's a 2-time Masters champion. I've been max betting him. I mean, they would only let me get a certain amount. Then I had to stop. So it's like, all right, this is getting out of hand. He's even a big underdog to be the top left-handed golfer. And he's like, there's only 5 of them. But I'm giving this out as an official bomb. Because he still tees off. You can still get him 420-1. Bubba Watson. And if he hits C-Generates, we're all going to. We'll go to Macon, Georgia, where the hell's Bubba's from. We'll have ourselves a nice C-Generate Bottom Line Bomb bet detective case. We do have Tiger to make the cut. Xander's out towards. Like I said, I'm trying to give out minimum plays. Because my portfolio is like 3 pages deep. And like I said, I need a couple guys to win outright at the same time just to get even. I went a little overboard. Hell, as I did, I just took Xander again at 55-1. What am I doing? He's only 2 over. Who cares? DeChambeau doing his thing. Anyway, that's just day 1. What are we looking at here? Real DJ Bryce, DJ husband says, "Who should I put some cash on? He never watches golf." Well, Danny Bryce, you are in the right place, because you're going to watch golf, and as your dad, you have to watch the Masters on Sunday, even if you don't golf, and if you don't like golf, that's what dads are allowed. There's Sunday at the Masters, and the family stays away from you. You get your quiet time. I told you, play Will Zalatoris. He's 40-1, DJ Danny. Put it on there. Or John Rahm, either one. John Zalatoris, if you want to have more fun. John Rahm, if you want to have a little bit of fun, he's 14-1. I'll give out those bombs for you. Anyway, where are we? Ooh, jeez, I'm getting away from myself here with the show. The app is good. There's a lot of holes. You follow them, the caddy, the pimento cheese sandwich. Oh my God, with the thing with the Masters, the pimento cheese sandwich. It's $1.50. A coffee is 40 cents. Parking is $800. Oh, that's not as. I do give the Masters credit for this. They do the sandwiches and the beer, $4, whatever. They keep it old school like that. They never raise the prices or whatever, which is very admirable. They have blatant not give an F energy. They are a private club, and they don't care who knows it. They are a country club, exclusive. There was a long time, not too long ago, they didn't allow women. I don't know if they allowed minorities in there. I think Tiger might have been the first. They put Condoleezza Rice as a member just to check all the boxes. This was like in 95, something crazy like that. And the women thing, they're all ready to protest. Right? They're like, we're gonna boycott all these sponsors that sponsor you for commercials for the Masters, and Augusta doesn't give a shit. They're like, okay, we won't have commercials then. We don't care. You know how much money we make? You know how much CEOs or members here? We make money. We don't give a fuck about CBS's airtime and commercials. This is a once-a-year tournament. This isn't a show we put on. That's what they would rather do. They'd rather throw away money than allow a woman into their club. How about you fucking ease up a bit? They just don't like being told what to do. That's what the Masters in Augusta, Georgia is. Anyway, should be a great weekend of golf. Let's see if we can hit some bombs. Let's see if we can get some Bubba Watson 420-1. Put that in there, real DJ Bryce. That'd be amazing. Hell, Phil's doing something right now. I also have Phil Mickelson versus Tiger Woods. That started at 130. Now it's at minus 200. So you can't get in on that anymore anyways. Phil's been in good shape. Phil's been playing. Tiger hasn't even been playing, but I still like Tiger to make the cut. So put that in there, Tiger to make the cut, and let's do it. All right, now let's go into a quick ad read. I have to tell you about Ayo, Avo. We're proud to partner up with Avo, the premier sports betting arbitrage tool. If you're new to arbitrage sports betting, it's very simple. You're basically betting both sides of a bet at two different sports books to lock in a profit. The Avo tool scans the sports book, looking for discrepancies in the odds and tell you how much money you need to place with each sports book at the expected profit. The tool is super easy to use. Lightning fast and speed is a big part of arbitrage sports betting. The best part is Avo is currently free to use without restrictions. That's right, completely free. Get started today at arbsversusodds.com. arbsversusodds.com. arbsvsodds.com. That's arbsversusodds.com. And we are back on the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan. Thank you for everyone watching on YouTube live now in the chat room. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button. It can help the algorithm there. Feel a little bit there. Channing says he has Phil for top senior. You got to love that. That was, top seniors. And he was pretty cheap on that one too, for what he should have been. By the time I got to it, that price got a little expensive, but He was, let me see. Where the hell did I put that paper? I'm all out of paper. I'm all out of paper. I have notes. Like I said, I do have a laptop here for certain things, but I also have paper. If you're watching live, I have a clipboard. I bring the papers into passion. Like Ron Rivera. Fired Ron Rivera, of course. Redskins, Commanders, whatever. Firing poor Ron Rivera. Dead to me. Dead to me. Like Tiki did Saquon. I like that top senior bet, though, for sure. Top lefty bet as well. Top debutante. There's so many fun master bets you can make. Such a whole sport. That's the thing, but you got to calm down. I have, what did I have? I have Phil for top lefty. It's 5-1. I put Aberg as a top debutante. He's like plus 325. Debutante means, your first time you're playing the Masters. That's a big list. And Shane Lowry, I like as a top Great Britain and Ireland. They throw Ireland in there too. Your only competition really is Rory. So if you can still get some of those. Anyway, let's get into some other stories. How about that Shohei Ohtani? That story keeps developing. There's a couple Shohei stories. There's the one hilarious gambling story. And then there's two, this first home run ball story. I love both these stories. I love both these Shohei stories. I love Shohei Ohtani stories. Especially I live out here in Los Angeles. So I listen to LA Sports Talk Radio a lot, and Dodger fans and Laker fans are very similar. They're diehards. They love their team, but they do not want to hear a negative word about them at all. They just have no capacity for it. New news came out today when the FBI about his interpreter said now we thought it was $4 million. Apparently, the FBI said he stole $16 million to show his money. And now all the sports talkers are like, see, I told you he stole it. Shohei knew nothing about it. Really? See, that's the thing. You think this makes it look better? If anything, this is worse. $4 million. I was ready to be like, all right. I mean, it's a lot of money, obviously, but I can see how you can take that and then not know. You're telling me he took $16 million from you? You didn't even know? No one knew? Yeah, he turned off, and the Fed said, yeah, he turned off notifications from the bank every time he was going to withdraw money. Oh, is that what he did? He just went to settings and he clicked off don't allow push notifications when I'm withdrawing $16 million. Is that how easy that is? Hilarious. Ipe. I love this interpreter guy. Ipe, 39. So now he's going to go in for bank fraud. He can get 30 years in prison. This poor guy. I mean, he's a degenerate gambler, I'm sure, and a liar. But I mean, he's also a scapegoat. There's no way Shohei didn't know about this. To give you a refresher course, the first story they came out with was, he had gambling debt. Shohei paid it off. No big deal. He gave money to an illegal bookie. Then they found out that's illegal. So they came up with story number 2. We didn't know about it. Shohei knew nothing. This guy just stole the money. Okay. Now we're all done with that, right? Let's just wipe our hands clean and have a good baseball season. And then the Fed's like, no, that's not how that works. We need to look into this now. You just said theft of millions of dollars happened. Yeah, no, you don't have to look into that. No, we do. And also, what about that first story? That first story about you paying off the debt. What? No. Who told you that? You did. You actually told us that. Oh, well, no, don't listen to me. I'm a liar. So U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada goes, we want to emphasize this point. Mr. Ohtani is considered a victim in this case. I'm sure he is. Mr. abused his power of threat and ordered to plunder his bank account to turn over $16 million. There's fucking no way he stole $16 million, not just without Shohei knowing. All right, I'll give you that. If you want to do this babe in the woods routine with Shohei, whatever, I'm not buying it. But You're telling me no one else that works for him figured this out? Just the interpreter stole all this money? Does he have an accountant, an agent, anybody who says, "Hey, hey, Shohei, you might want to look into the ZipPay guy, the guy whose job could basically be done with an iPhone Translate app." Yeah, I think he's betting $4 million on Canadian football games. I know he only makes $100,000 a year. You might want to look into that bank account of yours. Fucking hilarious. Text messages showed that Ippei began gambling with a bookmaker September 2021. Began losing substantial amounts of money. He averaged 25 bets a day, ranging from $10 to $160,000 per bet. That's pretty funny. Now, that's a red flag right there, too. Some bets per game was for $10. Other bets were for $160,000. Okay. Is it because a possible show he was making bets for Shohei and you could tell which ones were? Okay. Also, I want $25 on the Astros. And oh yeah, while I have you here, Mr. Bookie on the phone, can I also have $150,000 on the Angels? Can I have that? To lose. Yeah, they're going to lose. But Shohei's going to hit 2 home runs. I'm told that's pretty much a lock that Shohei's going to hit 2 home runs. Don't worry about who's making 100. That's me. That's all me. That's my bet. Yes, I know that's more than my annual salary. That's how good I feel about this game. Also, a $10 parlay, please, if you will. God damn it. That's so funny. These details are much, much worse that Shohei's guilty. And that's the thing, too. It's one of these crimes where we don't care. It's just hilarious. It's gambling. It's money that he has. It's like when they used to say, Michael Jordan's got a gambling problem. No, he doesn't. You have a gambling problem. Michael Jordan has $1 billion. He doesn't have a gambling. You don't, anytime you own a basketball team, he's fine. He's doing okay. My cousin has a gambling problem. He got caught trying to hold up a package store. He has a gambling problem. It's called a package store up in the Northeast. People with this amount of money. Yeah, I mean, it's a gambling problem to you. That's why no one even gives a fuck. But these lies and cover up, that's where the crime comes in. Once you get the feds involved. So this is amazing. So the Dodgers finally fired this guy. First of all, how does Shohei not fire his entire staff? It's a walking corporation. No one noticed. $16 million. Fucking Jesus. Anyway, according to the affidavit, he texted the bookie and said, for more credit. I'm terrible at the sports betting thing, huh? LOL. Any chance you can bump me up again? As you know, you don't have to worry about me not paying. Meaning, I know to hack into Shohei Ohtani's bank account and turn off his notifications. Yep. I know it's a 2-step verification process, but I get the phone text message. I get the 6-figure code. Text messages from the filing showed that around November 2023, the relationship between Ippei and the bookmaker changed. On November 17th, the bookmaker texted, I don't know why you're not returning my calls. I'm here in Newport Beach, and I see Shohei walking his dog. I'm just going to go up and talk to him and ask how I can get in touch with you since you're not responding. Please call me back immediately. Ooh, that's a little threat. First of all, bookie, you're not walking up to Shohei, walking his dog, and asking him how he can get in touch with you. You wouldn't even get near Shohei Ohtani. This article is amazing. This all just came out today. $4.5 million was transferred, blah, blah, blah. Ipe texted the bookie again, asking if he'd seen the media reports. The bookie said, yeah, that's all bullshit. Obviously, you didn't steal from him. I understand it's a cover job. I totally get it. Wow. There it is. Then Ipe said, technically, I did steal from him. It's all over for me. That's because I'm sure Shohei was fucking texting out, or his lawyer was at least. This is amazing. The way they're going out of the way to keep Shohei out of it. I mean, obviously, you don't want him betting on baseball or any of that thing, but we don't care anymore. You can't allow all this gambling into the sport and not expect this shit to happen. The ads are right in your fucking face. It's like seeing an ad for a Big Mac all the time. Yeah, you're going to get one. Well, not a Big Mac. It's a disgusting burger. But did you see the video where they tried to burn a Big Mac and it wouldn't catch fire? I just can't believe that you can just turn off the notifications and a bank is going to ship $16 million to some guy in cash. He'd wire the money. He'd also put $100,000 in a Monopoly box and duct tape that and ship that out of UPS. What? The banks are just giving you this? All right. Anthony Marty says he's late to the party, but good to hear. Good to be here is right. I know. Sorry, I'm going off on a Shohei story. It's so great. We'll see how it goes. He definitely was fired. How about the baseball story about him, though? That was the other thing. He had his first home run for the Dodgers, and this woman caught it. This young woman, 29. She's more 28. She's newlywed. Her and her husband working the same construction site. Just these blue-collar Dodger fans. It was a great video of it. They're holding her up. She's like, yeah, I got the ball. And then there's a story. They got autographed hats for it. Then a bat. Seems fine. Shohei said, yeah, we were able to talk to the fan, able to get it back. Obviously, it was very special. A lot of feelings towards it, but I'm grateful that's back. Great story. Then it turns out her name's Amber Roman, by the way. Security came over to her and basically bullied her into making this deal, they say. They surrounded her. They separated her from her husband. They wouldn't let the husband talk. What? Security wouldn't let... Jesus Christ. And they said they bullied her and saying, this has to be done now. And if you take this ball out of here, we won't authenticate it. And it'll be worthless. Which technically is true. But the policy is they don't authenticate balls, period, if it goes into the fans. You know, once you hit into the crowd, you can't authenticate it because you could have 4 baseballs in your pocket and shit, you know. But they didn't tell them that because that's like when cops lie to you about like, I don't know, you can just asking you questions, you know. Their cops aren't going to tell you the whole truth of what your rights are. But how else are they going to get the collar, you know? Apparently, this ball was worth like $100,000, and they gave her like $2,000 worth of shit. The fan alleged the team shorted her, and she would consider a fair exchange. Send her home with just 2 signed hats and a signed bat and ball. That seems all right, though. Just meet her. That's the thing. I know they acted like Shohei waltzed out the right field and fucking when they went out for fucking drinks afterwards. They never once. I bet those autographs aren't authenticated. Who knows? That could be anybody. They got that out of the gift shop. Here's a Shohei rubber stamped bat. There you go. Could he look worse? Can you at least get her some pics from the interpreter so you can fade him? This guy who ran up $16 million? Yeah, he ran it up. No, he was doing $10 parlays. Shohei's losing 150K bets. Like I said, we're still fine with it. Anyway, that's an amazing story. You have to make this right. Write her a fucking check. I'm not even saying Shohei has to do it. Let the Dodgers do it. Give her $10,000. Let her sit behind the plates. Let her get a picture, get a selfie with Shohei, a little selfie, and you're better. But But it's amazing listening to LA Talk Radio defend that too. Like, she did a bad deal. Now she has regret about it. It's not my fault. You're a bad negotiator. Jesus. That's not what the story is about. The story is about the security and their tactics and their fucking Gestapo tactics, as they say. But no, they would never admit that. God forbid. The Dodgers, a team that displaced an entire race of people to build their stadium. Nah, they're fine. Oh, all these fun billionaires. All right, let's get to the box. All right. C. Generates, thank you for joining us to show. Of course, there's some show. Hey, there's Master Bombs. Good luck with all of that. Some quick plugging here, of course, before I get into the box. Technically, follow me on Instagram. See CJ Sullivan was taken. On X at CJ Sullivan _ make sure you like the YouTube button. Make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs with CJ Sullivan on his own feed. No matter what feed you're listening to it now, I got my own feed. Listen to it then. And of course, it's YouTube. You get Man in the Box videos like these, the ones that are coming up. My hot takes. Some of them might be stolen, and you'll see it on Saturday Night Live. See the jokes here on Man in the Box before you see it on Saturday Night Live. Like my young Sheldon lady ratings joke got pilfered from the box on last week's Saturday Night Live. Unbelievable. What are you going to do? We move on. Big day in sports this morning. O.J. Simpson dying. Sad day, happy day, whatever you want to do it.
You like that?
It did. When the news O.J. died this morning at age 76. It was early this morning. I was the first one to break it on my high school text thread. I have a thread of my high school buddies, and we text. Basically, all we do is we text anytime a celebrity dies, and it's the first one to break the news. And then we all try to guess the age of it by saying an old Eagles jersey number. 76 is an old Stan Walters Eagles jersey number. Yeah, it's a little fun game, and someone dies all the time. And I had the best breaking of the year of the OJ this morning. Well, we're out here in LA. And not that they're like, oh, you're in LA. You must have heard it from there. No, but I do know scumbag Vegas people that know OJ. And he was a scumbag, obviously. And when I heard it, I was shocked. Died from cancer. You would think he'd have a funnier, better kind of clownier death than cancer. He was doing one of those secret battles. I never understand also people that do their quiet secret battles with cancer, especially OJ. You think he'd be very loud about it for any kind of sympathy. He could use any kind of sympathy, or maybe he's so far gone. What a weird life he had to have had after. And I should say this. And there's a lot of tweets, and that's when I heard when he died, I was like, oh boy, here comes all the OJ jokes. They're fast and furious, and I got mine out there. And memorializing, and and there's some that are like they just talk about his athletic achievements, all his stats, which are amazing. His USC stats are incredible. His Buffalo Bill stats, they're fucking incredible. 1,500 yards rushing for 14 games, all the shit. And then some people are like, be careful what you tweet out there. He's a very complicated man. Oh, was he? Was he complicated? Was there more than just football with OJ? I haven't heard. Are you going to get canceled for making an OJ joke? That's all this fucking country was for a year and a half, was OJ jokes. So you knew they're going to come back out. And you can't talk about one without the other. I, for one, I can compartmentalize. I'm fine with acknowledging the greatness of his athletic achievement and what a superstar O.J. Simpson was, even though he also once stole sports memorabilia in a Las Vegas hotel from a couple collectors. That's okay. I can separate the art from the artist. I can still laugh at Naked Gun movies, even though he took back his jerseys in an armed, aggressive, aggravated way. They gave him fucking like 8 years for fucking stealing a couple baseball cards because they were so pissed they didn't get him for the murder. Unbelievable. But like, can you imagine being like OJ once he got free and he was free and in jail and he's so cocky and arrogant, but everyone just saying, "You're a fucking murderer, you piece of shit!" Like everywhere you go, and he just like laughs about, "Oh, is that what you think? Well, maybe. You know, I could murder again, right?" So you would think maybe it's because he's so delusional he didn't think he needs the sympathy because he did like trolling, saying like he kind of did it. He's fucking crazy. Anyway, I tweeted that joke about OJ, how I can separate the football player from him stealing sports memorabilia. And it's amazing. Twitter, social media, videos, whatever. Someone always doesn't get the joke. Someone had tweeted back to me, "That's what you have to separate him from? That's what you did?" Yeah, why? Did he do something else? I didn't hear. I have no idea. Not only even if you have a fucking even if you're dealing with some, I was about to say millennial, but millennials are old. Gen Z, I don't even think Gen Z is isn't there a new generation past Gen, like this younger than Gen Z? I can't even fathom that, but there is. But if you have someone like that who is born, I mean, there's Jesus God. There's kids now born after 9/11, which is amazing to me. And I know some of my friends that date those people. Anyway, point is, even if you're like, "Oh, I wasn't even born then. What did OJ do?" They they know because there's been so many documentaries about it. Not just documentaries, like series, like fucking seasons of the FX Clown one with David Schwimmer, which is actually pretty good. Not a bad show. Then you had the ESPN 30 for 31, which was like a 5-parter. Like it was about race and fucking the Watts ride. Like it was amazing. It all came out during COVID. So we watched the hell out of it, and it was awesome. So no matter what generation you know about the OJ murder, alleged murder. So even kids today can be like, "I wasn't even born then," which I always love as an excuse, by the way. How would I know about that? I wasn't even born back then. I don't know. How do you know about George Washington? Like, what do you mean I wasn't born then either, but I've read about it. Why do people think they have to be alive when something happened to know about something? Like history just doesn't exist. I wasn't born during when the Godfather came out. I've seen it. It's impossible not to see it, but I wasn't born when it happened. Anthony Marte says, didn't he help write a book saying how he would have done it? Yeah, he did. If I did it, this is exactly how it would have done. And then he just described exactly how he murdered them. Because you could tell someone, because that was back when he had to pay off his civil rights, lawsuit. And it was just all money, and he never paid it off. But that's an amazing, of course, someone kept him. All you have to do is put "if I did it," the word "if," and then you could write anything you want, and they can't get you for it. They can't convict you for a crime twice. Like OJ created a fictional way to murder someone. No, you did not. You wrote exactly what you did. You brutally fucking stabbed your wife and her lover. That's what you did. Jesus Christ, OJ. And then he had the amazing chase, of course, during the Knicks Rockets game, and he's got a gun to his head, about to kill himself, and some cop talked him out of it. And somehow that wasn't admissible. What a country. Get yourself money. Get yourself murder money. That must be a good feeling when you have enough money to get away with murder out in the open like that. Not just not like a Marvin Harrison middle of the night murder. Marvin Harrison Sr., nothing against Junior. about to be drafted in the top 5 in the NFL draft. I'm talking about his dad, the great Colts receiver, who also killed someone in North Philadelphia. Quietly, though. Talking about OJ, it was pretty public murder. Anyway. Dial up Naked Gun. He plays a good Norberg. Oh, my God. Where are we here? Oh, man. We're already at an hour. I didn't even get to the ghost doctor. You know why? Because OJ threw a monkey in the wrench. He threw an OJ monkey in the wrench. Yeah, I know probably people would hang out with him in Vegas, and that's how much white women love murder. They love men murdering them. And he'd go out in Vegas, and white women would always hang out with him. They had their own issues, but oh, you murdered your wife? Tell me more. Let's do it. Oh, man. The documentary about OJ is incredible. It really is. It's a 30 for 30. It's like a 5-parter. It really is incredible. After, especially those moments right after he got off and he went back to his mansion in Brentwood and thought all those white people that used to love him there in Brentwood were going to continue to defend him. No, that's not how rich white people work. They don't, especially when you murder one of their friends with a knife. With a knife. Yikes. Incredible. They got it. Then you see the interviews with the jury and when it happened, you're like, how did he get off? Then you see the interview with the jury, like, oh, I see. And I get it too. Almost they're like, we just wanted to go home. God, we were sequestered for like a year and a half. Get me the fuck home. Guilty, not guilty, whatever. There was blood in his car just hanging out. Who has blood just hanging out in a car? I don't want to go over the case. It doesn't matter. But yeah, he came back to Brentwood. Thought he'd just golf in the course again with the old CEOs and sons of guns. Want me to sign some autographs? No, we don't. We want you to move. That's what we want. Anyway, R.I.P. to the juice. The juice is loose. A lot of jokes out there. I got my joke. I think my joke stands on its own. Because not only is it a joke about OJ, it's a joke about our court system, our justice system. And that makes you think. And that's a tweet that makes you think. Anyway, that's going to do it for me for the Bottom Line Bombs Out and the Man in the Box. Continue to subscribe. Next weekend, Friday, I'll be in Milwaukee at the Laughing Tap, April 19th and 20th in Milwaukee, if you're in the Milwaukee area. If you're in Chicago, I'll be doing comedy that Monday at the Lincoln Lodge and Wednesday at the Comedy Bar. I believe it's the 22nd and 24th. So if you're out there in the Midwest, you can catch some stand-up show. If not, continue to subscribe to Bottom Line Bombs. And I'm part of the C Block. After this show, I'll be doing a college show with Pix Dundee, Colby Dent, the swinging Danton bass. The C Block continues. I do a show with him. And then after that, we do a UFL. We do all the week 3 picks and DFS lineup with Colby D and J Mark from Old Fashioned Football. So it's a lot of me. If you want more of me, stay tuned live as we do the college bombs down under and the UFL show coming right up. All right. With that, that's going to do it for me. I'm just talking man in the box style into a microphone by myself. I don't understand if people like this or not, but we do it anyway.